Scattered across the vast game of Terraria lies the paintings. Some you find underground, some you find in the sky, and some you find in hell. And some you buy from the asshole painter. Yes, I am talking about Terraria's work of art. It's a Renaissance fair and pixelated land of chaos. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to referencing movies because there are many references to pop culture, TV shows, and movies. These paintings on Reddit and on the official Terraria wiki in the game sits 173 individual paintings. That's a lot of individual paintings for a video game when taking the fact that Minecraft only has 26 paintings. It seems like a much smaller number, but Terraria takes everything to a T, so I guess having a lot of everything in this game is not unusual. I am not going to review all of the paintings in this video. Hold on a sec, gotta let my cat out. Come on, Pocky. But I will talk about the ones that stood out to me. Anyways, I will be reviewing a good portion of these paintings. You will find pretty quickly that most of these paintings are unusual to say the least. And some part you'll be like, hey, I know this work of art. So anyways, let's start reviewing what this game has to offer. Out of the dozens of town NPCs, a few of them actually sell quite more than just their personal merch. I guess paintings would be merch, but each of the NPCs that sell paintings for the most part, have them themed their own style or job in the game. If we look at the golfer, he seems to have a pretty standard painting for the most part. When a player has a golf score of over 2,000, a painting of a golf field called the Rolling Greens will appear on the shop, but only for moon phases 1 and 2. The next painting is much smaller in size. For each painting, they sell for each next 2 phases of the moon, which was an interesting choice overall. A strange business tactic, but effective golfer, I guess. Next NPC is Pablo Van Dickhead, the painter. He sells you paintings, of course. Underground reward is only specifically sold if you sell a heart crystal during moon phases 5 and 6. A lot of the painter's paintings are pretty boring. You'd expect them from the painter. However, Thunderbolt is pretty cool, although it's hard to tell what it is and its pixelated nature. However, if you make a graveyard in your world, the nature of these paintings change completely, and you will begin selling your darker and more horror-themed items. Here are some examples you might recognize. Wicked Undead is a reference to the movie Evil Dead, while Ghost Manifestation is a reference to another poster for the movie Poltergeist. Then, there are some references to historical past events and or cultural ideas. One painting I found particularly more interesting was Bloody Goblet, most likely a reference to the Bible and cup of Christ that Jesus drank. The Princess has quite a few paintings with much brighter tone to them. I think you know what Princess 64 references, but I'll say it anyway. It's a giveaway to Peach's Castle from Super Mario 64. Dark Side of the Hollow references the Pink Floyd album Dark Side of the Moon from 1973, good album, but replaces the light prism with a unicorn. But the dispersed wavelengths of the color spectrum is still there, which is probably one of my favorites because I personally like that kind of music. I listen to like rock and that kind of stuff. The Clothier strangely only sells one single painting just named Terraria because it is overall a generalization of the game with the one picture. So it has all of the aspects of the game inside of the picture. It's a nutshell. I think it's pretty cool that most of the town NPCs sell at least some sort of painting. The Traveling Merchant probably has the best collection of paintings in the game in my opinion. So since many of the items he sells in the game are unusual, including wood, such as the Dynasty wood, you can't find it in the natural world in any way. And he's got some serious black deals going on because, he's got some shady shit you can't find anywhere else. Most of the Traveling Merchant's paintings are larger and have persisting detail among them. Castle Marsburg is a reference to the title screen of the 1992 game Wolfenstein 3D, back when a 3D game was actually a huge deal. Funny because Terraria and Wolfenstein 3D both hardly are 3D. The Marsha Lisa is a parody of the Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci's original work of art, however was slightly less wide than the parody version, most likely to display the background UFOs so they could be in frame. It has a small chance to be sold after the Martian event is defeated in your world. Duality is another religious symbol belonging to that of Taoism. The yin and yang symbol was a common symbol that was a physical representation of the balance of the universe, and a lot of the philosophy was based in Eastern Asia. To unlock paintings in many cases requires you to be in some sort of biome to find it, or to defeat a boss or event, etc. I think it can be inconvenient that Terraria itself doesn't really tell you how to get things, so the wiki is the true savior in most cases. These include the town NPCs as well. Two more NPCs that sell paintings are the truffle and zoologist. Well, I should actually point out that both of these NPCs only sell a singular painting. The truffle sells my son, which is pretty self-explanatory because, while the zoologist sells the werewolf, sold only during a full moon night. Other paintings can be found in places such as the underground cabins, which can be split into two different categories. If we look at them like this, there's desert underground cabins and other underground cabins. Let's take a look at the desert because there are some cool ones. Andrew Sphinx is a misspelling of Andrew Spinks, who is the lead developer of Terraria. As of now, the Great Sphinx of Giza has a whole history behind it, but in this painting, it is wearing a green cap, and I think one of the NPCs drops a green cap as well. Technically, these next two are wall decor, but still classified as paintings on the wiki. Prehistory preserved is a stone tablet with 3 fossils, 2 being ammonite, which were an octopus-like sea creature with a spiral shell, and pterosaur, which was a flying dinosaur, which were some of the earliest vertebrates to have evolved flight. Just an interesting fact right there I found on Wiki. Had to add it into the video. A painting you can find with the traveling merchant is visiting the pyramids, which can explain how, it being in its name, he travels the world, but he's able to collect items throughout all of the world. Sounds like a lot of fun to have, to be honest. Like, it seems like a cool job. He's wearing sunglasses, which he doesn't have normally, but it is also posing with the Great Pyramid of Giza. No, he's posing with the Great Pyramid of Giza, yes. The regular underground cabins contain a wide array of treasures. Some are noteworthy. Sunflowers is a depiction of Vincent van Gogh's regular paintings of flowers, which he did a lot of. Oh yeah, you can also find a painting of Waldo from Where's Waldo as well. You probably have seen that if you've, played the game for quite as long as I have. The Merchant is a parody of Leonardo da Vinci's, which I suspiciously find there is evidence, a lot of evidence, that the Merchant is inspired off of Leonardo da Vinci's physical appearance, especially with the hat, the brown coat, the white beard, that kind of stuff. The least painting I will look over is of another famous painting, the parody name being Chrono devouring his lunch, and the original being, you guessed it, Saturn devouring his son, which is less PG. It has also occurred to me that it would be copyright free because many of these paintings are several hundreds of years old, so I don't understand why the developers could just use their real names if they wanted to. It's interesting to see how many dozens of references this game truly beholds. It's a ballsy move for an indie game studio to do something that obscure, especially when most people will look over these references, including myself, but the developers seem pretty cool since they know a lot of pop culture to begin with. That's about it for this video. I did not review some other places where you can find paintings, such as the dungeon, underworld, or floating islands, very specific ones, or the solar eclipse, which is an event, because they are worth their own discussion, I think, honestly. If this video reaches 100 likes, I will gladly make a part 2, and if it gets positive feedback, so, if people actually, stick around. I have a few other videos of me doing these kind of reviews, but I also do gaming content as well on Terraria, on this game, with over 100 videos in a series that I've been doing, so go check them out. Other than that, everyone, I don't really have anything else to say. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video.
See ya.